My conversation continues with UTSA head football coach Jeff Traylor.
This is the 7th most populated city in the country where you currently work. What's your favorite place to eat anywhere now?
Well, Carrie and I are so different. She's Italian, so it's going to be Italian food.
Okay.
Me, it's going to be a cheeseburger and probably fajitas.
You seem so low maintenance for a guy that makes the kind of money you make.
The most bougie thing I do would be Starbucks, vanilla, sweet cream, cold brew.
You said earlier you don't have many mentors on the college level. Do you have lonely days?
You know, they'll all answer the phone if I call them. I've got a guy on my staff named Matt Turner, who's my chief of staff, who's about 65, 66, been kind of my biggest mentor in my life. Danny Long's a guy I work for at Jacksonville. Those are still guys I pick the phone up and call. I still talk to Charlie, Chad Morris, but you just can't. It's like taboo in this business.
What do you talk to him about?
You know, he's a Texas high school football coach. Chad was. It didn't end good for Art. It didn't end good for Todd Dodge. It didn't end good for Chad Morris. Very few of us it ever ends good. Any of us.
Have you considered that?
We're hired to be fired.
I'm not saying you're going to be Art Briles, but just, I mean, at some point,
yeah.
Do you even think about that?
For sure I do, because I'm getting where I at least see the end, right?
But you're just starting out on this level.
I know, but
what are you going to do?
Where are Carrie and I going to retire? Like, Carrie wants to retire in San Antonio. Well, I don't want to retire in San Antonio if every time y'all see me, you're like, there's the poor SOB that got fired. He had a hell of a run there early, but man, it ended bad.
You don't want to be that guy?
I don't want to be that guy, right? And very rarely in my business do you ride out on top. I know I'm hired to be fired.
Yeah.
I would be the exception to the rule if I rode off on my own standards or judgment of win. I wouldn't be the rule. I'd be the exception. I'm nowhere near that point for sure. I
can't see it.
A 10-year contract,
Yeah.
and I don't have any hobbies. I don't do anything else. Ideally, this thing for me ends up just like Gilmer, Texas. We promote with them whenever that day happens. This place is hard to stop because the infrastructure is so solid. We have so many boosters in place. The city understands the importance of the football team and its value to the community, so it just self-perpetuates forever. Whenever that time comes, that would be the ultimate for one of my assistant coaches to just take over, and it just doesn't change, very much like it's doing back home.
If you'd asked me at 25, I would have given you, these are the 3 or 4 cities, markets I want to work in, prestige, money. But as I've gotten older and stayed in the business, I have found myself, I've turned down 2 bigger market jobs since I took this job. It's not about the city or the town or even the station for me. Is that the same for a coach? Because I know there's a lot of coaches that are like, I want to go to Notre Dame, or I want to succeed Saban. You can't think that way though, can you?
Well, don't kid yourself. I love to win. But as long as I feel like we are appreciated and we're given the tools to be successful, it means way more to me that my players, my coaching staff, my administration, my boosters, my fans even, I feel a very special kinship to. That all those people just get me, because that's what attracts me to this place. We're about the same things: loyalty, family, work ethic, the love of San Antonio. I know that's old-fashioned and corny, but those things are still who I am.
I've talked to coaches that came off as like maybe kind of the cool uncle that fit in and knew what the most downloaded rap song was on Spotify this week. And I've also talked to coaches that were kind of the dad, where I am a disciplinarian, I love you. Do you look at it like that?
Andrew could probably answer that better than me.
He really is a cornball.
Right, and it's not scripted. You know, you can genuinely like feel it. You know, it's coming from that's coach. Like, you know, he's coming off and it's coming from within. So I feel that. You know, the rest of the team feels that, and that's kind of, you know, it's not fake love. His morals and what he brings to the table, as far as, you know, how he was raised. You know, it's not like he's just, you know, fun and games. You know, there's stuff that he talks about, and it's taken from the football field and then just to life in general.
Do you talk about life in general?
I'm a history teacher, right? Because, well, how did I start every one of my classes when I was a teacher?
Yeah.
current events. Well, I got 120 young men I know they're talking about in that locker room. So I'm going to watch.
And they're looking to you, and they probably want to know what you think about it.
I watch 30 minutes of Fox every night. I watch 30 minutes of CNN. I want to know what both sides are telling my kids. They're freaking brainwashing all of us, and we're all too damn ignorant to understand we're getting played like pawns because we're in the middle of a political battle instead of being an independent thinker and thinking for yourself. If you're watching CNN, you got this. If you're watching Fox, you're getting this. So all I try to do, I don't try to push my views on them. I just try to present all sides to an argument and then let those guys decide for themselves.
And that goes back to partly why I asked you why you do this now. Why 25-year-old you did it is different from why you do it now. But you got young dudes like him that are going to take stuff you say, good or bad, and they're going to keep that for years to come. That's a hell of a responsibility.
100%. And it's why I also don't push my religious beliefs on them. I don't push my political views on them. That's not the purpose of being a head coach. It's not to make a bunch of mini-me's. It's to me to help him become the best Andrew Acosta he can be. That's what my job is. It's not to make Andrew Acosta Jeff Traylor, because I believe personally God made every one of us individually, uniquely different. And he's just hardwired. There's no one else like you in the world. Let's just think about that for a moment. For better or worse, there's no more Mike Taylors. You're all we got. There's only one Jeff Traylor. That blows my mind that there is no one else like us in the world. Whatever you believe, and I tell them the same thing. If you believe in that damn goalpost down there, if that's what you believe it is, then you freaking go worship that goalpost and let's dig the goalpost, right? That's where we try to stay in that lane of just being the best versions of ourselves we can be every day.
Dude, I know you're busy, man. What do you do right now? What's next?
I've got a booster that I'm fixing to show around the race facility. We want to be the team of San Antonio. I literally wish I had 1 million of these caps and 1 million of these shirts. I would walk around and pass them out to everybody I see. I'm that passionate. If you're a road runner, represent the road runners. I have nothing worse than me when somebody tells me we're their team, season ticket holders, and they got on a Longhorn hat.
Right, yeah. Well, I don't have any money to give you, so go talk to your boy at the race
This is priceless.
center. Well,
this is priceless.
This will be good. Yeah. This is my money I can give you.